Many famous movies have small mistakes or situations that aren't clear, leaving viewers confused. Some, like the unclear rules about who can do magic and who can't in Harry Potter, seem to be consistent mistakes. Some, like random dinosaurs in Palm Springs, add wonder to situations that are already strange. In Palm Springs, there's never a reason why dinosaurs are there. At best, the movie's time loop answers are confusing, but no one even tries to explain how or why the main characters saw dinosaurs roaming the desert on one of the days. The actors were drunk at the time, so it's possible that they saw the dinosaurs. But there are no other hints about how the ancient creatures got to our time. The audience never finds out how Buttercup got engaged in The Princess Bride. But the audience is never told how or why Buttercup fell in love with Humperdinck. The prince says that he wants to marry a commoner, but he never says why he wants to marry Buttercup. Josh knew what the shocking Etta Stupa rite in Midsummer was all about, but he didn't say anything. The beginning of Midsummer is pretty sad, but once the main characters go to Sweden, the movie gets more upbeat and happy. Danny doesn't know that Hirga isn't as peaceful as it seems until the Atastupa ceremony, when two elders jump off a cliff. Even though Danny and the other people there were shocked by the service, one of her friends, Josh, seems to have known what was going to happen. Josh asked Pell if Atastupa was the festival's opening ceremony, and Pell told him it was. Josh then asked if the ceremony would be an actual one. Josh knows that his friends are about to see two people kill themselves, but he doesn't tell anyone in the group. In Halloween Town, Aggie's children and grandkids age all the time, but she's over 1,000 years old. In Halloween Town, Aggie says that she got the recipe for the witch's brew in the 6th century while she was making it, but Aggie's daughters and grandkids, Gwen, Marnie, Dylan, and Sophie, are all witches who age normally, so no one knows how or why the matriarch is over 1,000 years old and seems to be immortal. After her father died in The Princess Diaries, Mia should have been put on a security team right away. At the beginning of The Princess Diaries, when Mia finds out she'll be the next queen of Genovia, her life changes. She starts getting ready to be a princess. A chaperone/bodyguard from her grandmother's security team is also part of this new life. Mia's father, who was the previous heir to the throne, died 2 months before she found out she was a princess. This left her unprotected and open to anyone trying to take over the throne during that time. Given how disorganized and strict her grandma was, it's odd that no one thought to get Mia a bodyguard right away when she became the next person in line for the throne. When Forky turned into a toy in Toy Story 4, longtime fans of the series had a lot of new worries. At the beginning of Toy Story 4, Bonnie uses a spork and some craft materials to make Forky. When she starts to play with him, he comes to life, which suggests that any inanimate item can come to life if a child uses it as a toy. If the child's connection is what makes the object come to life, it's not clear how a whole store of toys, including an aisle of Buzz Lightyears, come to life in Toy Story 2. Also, if toys like Forky can come to life, there should have been more toys made by the kids at Sunnyside Daycare that came to life during craft time in Toy Story 3. It's not clear how Gabriella got her jewelry back from Troy in High School Musical 2. At the beginning of High School Musical 2, Troy gives Gabriella a necklace with a T on it, as in Troy. Gabriella wears the chain until the end of the second movie when she sings Gotta Go My Own Way. At the end of the breakup song, we don't see her take off the necklace, but Troy is holding it as she goes away. Gabriella seems to be wearing the necklace again when she sings Every Day at the end of the movie, even though Troy has it. It Follows is full of mythological answers that are at odds with each other. Throughout It Follows, a beast that will kill the characters if it gets up to them is after them. The only sure way to avoid dying is to have sex with someone else, who will then pass the curse on to them. If the person is caught and killed, the beast goes back to its original goal. The idea seems easy enough, but the creature's other habits and weak spots seem to change as the movie goes on. For example, it can follow victims quickly or slowly based on the scene, and shooting it sometimes slows it down and sometimes doesn't. In every scene where people try to figure out what's wrong with the creature, there are new problems. Some questions still need to be answered about the curse in Beauty and the Beast. The whole story of Beauty and the Beast is about the curse that an enchantress puts on Prince Adam, the Beast, and his house. Throughout the movie, it's made clear that the prince has until he turns 21 to break the curse by falling in love. But in Be Our Guest, Lumiere says that they've been cursed for the past 10 years. It seems harsh to put such a harsh curse on a 10 or 11-year-old who's greedy. It's also a little crazy that all the prince's workers had to pay for his normal teen misbehavior. Also, almost every home item in the movie has a mind, which suggests they're all really cursed people. But what happened to the furniture, food, and other things in the house before the curse? In the Harry Potter movies, the rules against magic by people underage change. In Harry Potter, wizards and witches under the age of 17 are not allowed to use magic outside of school, or the Ministry of Magic will punish them. This rule is described in the movies, but it's shown in a lot of different ways. Harry casts a spell to light his wand while reading at the Dursleys' house over the summer, which should have been against the law. This is how the third movie starts. In the first movie, rule-following Hermione told Ron that before she went to Hogwarts, she'd already tried out a few magic tricks. She then uses a spell to fix Harry's glasses on the Hogwarts Express, which is still in front of the school. Sandy never says why she didn't go back to Australia and Greece. Sandy and Danny's love story in Greece starts with a summer fling. Sandy and her family were supposed to go back to Australia at the end of summer, so when they ran into each other at Rydell High, they were surprised. When Danny brings it up, she just says that their plans changed, and the viewers never told why her family decided to move to the United States. James has a tattoo in Twilight, which is a bad thing for a vampire to have, Twilight 8. In the Twilight series, characters say and show over and over that when a person turns into a vampire, their normal scars disappear. Later in the story, Jasper says that the only scars a vampire seems to be able to get are from being bitten by another vampire. But in the first movie, James had a large scar on his stomach that stood out. If it was from when he was a person, it should have gone away when he changed. Since a vampire's skin is as hard as a diamond, it would have been hard for him to get it afterward, too. The ink on James is the real tattoo of the actor who plays him, Cam Gigande. They could have covered it up better for the movie, though, to avoid this problem. Thank you so much for watching this video. Stay tuned for more.